3, our live episode 3 of the Bass, Bourbon, and Bucks podcast. This is going to be brought to you by G4 Outdoors, Grumpy Creations Baits, and Big Time Beverages over here in Cartersville. I'll go ahead and plug the store down here in Cartersville. They got Buffalo Trace bourbon on sale right now for $36.99 if you want to slide over and get some. But tonight we're going to be talking about our recent trip to Altoona bass fishing. Give you a report on that, and then Dad's got some general lake reports of four different lakes fairly close to us, kind of lake levels, fishing reports, and things like that. So that's what we're going to be going over tonight. So if Dad, if you want to start by going ahead and giving some lake reports and some water levels and temps and things like that that's been going on the past few days, and maybe what's going to be coming up here really, really soon on the lake. It's going to be transitioning here pretty soon, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we'd talk about our little trip to Altoona this past Saturday. We went up there. Me and Brandon and Colton went up to Altoona and got on the lake, got on some fish, and kind of got the temperature of what's going on the lake and how things are out there right now. There's a lot of trash floating in the lake from all the rains we'd had. Makes it pretty dangerous to be out on the lake running, crazy out there. You don't want to be running up and down the lake right now wide open because you could tear your boat up. Yeah. We actually got to witness that. There was a bass boat. There was a tournament going on out of Galt's Ferry, and one of those boats come down the middle. He was running the channel, but he was running full bore, and he hit something, and he hit it hard. And he never come out of the throttle. I don't even know why he didn't, but he didn't. And it was really loud. I mean, it shook us when he hit it. And
yeah, we got it on video, and I bet that boat was 250 yards from us, easy, maybe more. And when it's on video, it sounded like our boat hit something. We were sitting still, but it sounded like it was happening in our boat. That's how loud it was coming through. He hit it hard.
Oh yeah. We posted a video on it. You want to go there if you want to see what it sounded like. Just jump on there and take a listen. Because it was loud. It was really loud. And, we just, we got up there and fished for a little while, and we finally figured out the fish were out there on the flats in about 10 to 15 foot of water. We caught some up in 5 foot of water. They're starting to pull up now. The younger, smaller bass are pulling up. Some of those male bass are pulling up. Those big girls haven't come up yet. I figure probably in the next 2 weeks, everything should be on fire, and you should be able to really catch them good up shallow. And that means in 2 or 3 foot of water, you should be able to catch them good up on the bank. I mean, just throwing up there and getting them. We got out there and through the Carolina rig, which that's the rig that most people love to hate, but it's a great rig and it catches a lot of fish. That's basically all we threw. We caught, I don't know, 15 or so, I guess, total. We fished about a half a day, maybe.
Yeah, half a day. We were done. I mean, we were done fishing by probably 12, 15 or so, and then we took a little ride at the end of the fishing. But yeah, you'd say from 7 to 12, we fished 5 hours. That's about it.
Yeah, you can take soft plastic baits work really well this time of year, especially when the fish are moving up shallow. You can catch them on, soft plastics and crankbaits, shallow runner crankbaits and spinner baits. And when they're up there close, you can pretty much catch them on about anything. It'll make you a hero because the fish are there, and you don't really have to hunt them hard. They're get up in that shallow water, you can find them. Especially up on the spawning flats where they come in there and spawn, and they'll pull up those pockets and spawn. Me and 03 Shot was up here on Altoona. I guess it was about the same time, maybe 3 weeks or two weeks later. And I can let you tell him, what did that Carolina rig do for you out there?
Oh, it was unreal. They hitting all big ones.
Yeah, we were flat catching them. Hey, Priscilla, we see you on there, and Cagle, we see you on there too. Appreciate you being on here with us tonight. We're just talking fishing. I'm going to talk about some of these lakes and give you some lake reports and tell you about some of some of the experience we had, like I said, up on Altoona. We didn't have to hunt them hard when we got up there. I mean, there was a lot of surface activity, isn't it, right, Brandon? Did you see a lot of fish out there?
There was a lot. I know the hybrids were going crazy. So if you were hybrid fishing up there, you probably had some luck.
Yeah, hybrids were like
they were turning the water up.
Oh yeah, they were churning it up, and of course, the guide boats were sitting down below us where we were at. They were sitting down in the mouth of a creek down there, and I'm sure they were killing them because they stayed out there way after the sun was up and bright, and it was probably, I guess there was probably 5 or 6 guide boats we saw sitting out there.
Yeah,
and they were tight lining live bait down. I know what they were doing. You can catch them trolling live bait with a planer board too, but I think they had them concentrated in the mouth of that creek. That's pretty much where they were at, coming off the main channel of the lake. That's how they start their run up in the creeks. They'll run back up in them creeks. They like they're going to spawn. They don't really spawn, but they're going up in there like they're going to spawn. That's where they like to pull up into that shallow water, and they feed. All that bait starts moving up in there, and they start chasing that bait, and they'll just pull right on up in the creek for that bait. As that water starts to warm up, that bait will start moving back in those creeks where that water's warmer, and those big fish just go in there after them. And actually, I caught about a 10-pound hybrid on a Carolina rig. Of all things, that was a first for me. Kind of got my attention Saturday, and put up a good tussle. And I will take a bonus hybrid every now and then.
Yeah, sure.
Colton actually put the biggest spot bass in the boat. I think he caught his PB. I think it was about a 2, maybe 2.5 pound spot.
Yeah, it was a good spot.
Tell us about that, Colton.
Yeah, first fish in the morning, just not even 30 minutes into the fishing trip, and I caught the biggest bass out there.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah, he knocked the stuff out of the boat.
We wasn't even settled in good yet. He done snatched one up.
Yeah, he's trying to make us look bad. I know what he's doing. But
and we didn't even really. I mean, we caught it was a respectable day, and we never really lost sight of the boat ramp. I mean, we stayed right there in one little area where we knew fish have been in the past, and that was kind of our strategy. We just fished right there, up and down one bank.
Yeah, I would say in tournament fish, maybe 5 fish, we might have had 12 or 15 pounds. I don't know total for the day.
We might not have won the tournament, but I'll tell you this. So depending on what time the tournament ran to, we could have caught our limit right there and had plenty of time to go a couple of other places and been able to cull fish. I mean,
we've been culling, no doubt.
So
we caught that many, but we basically didn't fish a 200-yard stretch.
Yeah, it wasn't much at all. Just a good little relaxing half day out fishing. I mean, it's messing around.
Yeah, it was a good time, but Altoona is Altoona now is, let's see, it was 57 to 58 degree water what we saw when we were in there, but we had some little cold front come through and that rain come through, and it kind of shook things up, muddied it up, and usually that muddy water heats up pretty quick, but where we were at was just stained. Back up at the creeks, it was pretty muddy, but it was just stained where we were at, and that sun wasn't heating it up real fast. And I have heard that they had some temperatures up in the 60s in some areas. I didn't see that when we were there, but I'm sure since it's been warm these last few days, it's probably pushed it up around 60, 61. And it's going to go right back down again because it's going to rain tonight. And it's going to rain hard. It's probably going to bring that lake up because that lake is it's at 832.30.14 up from yesterday. And it's still 7.70 feet low to what full pool is, which is 840. And
but I mean, if it rains again, that water level is going to keep coming up, and it's going to kind of looks like the weather and the water and the temperature are going to fight each other. They're going to do that when the water level comes up.
Yeah.
And then that's these next 2 weeks, it's going to be really good fishing for sure.
Oh yeah, it's going to be good. That water level came up a good foot since Saturday.
Yeah, since we left.
And it was still on the rise anyway from all that rain we had. It takes about 3 days after a rain for it to peak out and to get where it needs to be. all that water comes rolling out of the creeks and stuff to fill that lake up. But
Yeah.
I think after tonight, it's going to come up another foot probably. And then we got another cold front coming in next week. I think it's going to be in the 30s in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, that might slow them down a little bit, make the fish change a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, you get out there right now, fish for spotted bass. I mean, you can fish in 5-10 foot of water and you can catch those fish and, you know, get you a shaky head or rattle trap or the Carolina rig like we were fishing with. That's, you know, that's pretty deadly this time of year. You know, you throw a,
You
like
can-
Colton
Yeah.
sneezing over there, you know, between Colton sneezing and the dog barking, I don't know what we're going to do.
It's
My dog sitter is not here with me, so
tell
I'm
it's-
having to babysit him.
you can tell it's
Yeah.
springtime. He's starting to sneeze. He's getting his springtime allergies. So
Just playing
Yeah.
basketball up in my room too. Probably work my asthma up.
yeah.
But if you get out there on Altoona, you get a shaky head or you get a Carolina rig or maybe a shallow running crankbait, maybe I don't know, a shad wrap or something like that, or one of those KVD 1.5 crankbaits that don't run but about 2 foot deep, 3 foot deep. Throw it up there shallow and crank it back and just let it eat the bottom up as it's coming back. And those fish will take it away from you. They'll bite it. I mean, they're feeding up. That's what they're doing when they're spawning. They're feeding up hard before they go on the bed, and they're chasing bait too. So I mean, that's the time to get them. But Altoona, the crappie on Altoona have started to move up. I don't think they're on the bank yet, but they're not far from it. I would say when that temperature hits about 63, 64 degrees, you can find them in the brush tops and all that stuff on the bank, and catch them with live bait, minnows under a float's good, or trolling with a crappie jig, tight line trolling behind the boat, or putting a float on it and trolling it behind the boat. That works well too. We catch a lot of fish doing that. You get in these creeks and troll up in these creeks. Those fish are staging. They're not quite on the bank yet. They're out there staging about 10 foot of water, 5 foot of water. Then that's generally where you catch them at. And you can put a jig, you know, a crappie jig, maybe a chartreuse or a white or something purple, or, you know, or even pumpkin seed colored. I mean, you know, any dark colors work well too. I mean, black works.
Use several different colors at a time. If you got multiple rods, multiple rods out, use all different colors. That's what we do.
We'll take that
white and black. Yeah, white and black, or black jig, white head, pink, chartreuse. I mean, it really don't matter.
No, it don't matter.
They'll find the one they want.
When they're really hitting, it don't matter what you're throwing out there anyway. They'll hit it all.
Yeah.
They hit a bare hook. I mean, they just hit a bare hook. And but if you pull that float up about 3 foot, you know, and drag it behind the boat, you know, nice and slow, you can get bit, and you can tight line drag it too and get bit too. We do that a lot. I know down on Wee Dowey Lake, Brandon, we went down there and done that, drug jig. It's about that time of the year, and I mean, to be honest with you, it usually starts slowing down about April. Sometime in April, it starts slowing down. That bank bite starts slowing down. But you got to understand, those fish don't all spawn at the same time. So you're getting a wave of fish. And I've heard reports of some of them already coming up on the bank, but that's not all the fish. That's just some of those early spawners that want to come up. But they'll pull right back once that little cold snap comes in here. They'll come up, think they're going to spawn, and pull right back out. So between now and April, middle of April, great time to get out there and crappie fish. As for the stripers and the hybrids on Altoona, get in a major creek, troll bucktail jigs if you got them, or downline gizzard shad. On Altoona, you have to use gizzard shad. You can't use bluebacks because you can't bring those into the lake, even though there's some in there. They've already said they're already in the lake. Somebody's already done it, I guess. But that's what's making those spots get bigger on Altoona now, because they're in there. But I don't think legally you're supposed to take them and fish with them on that lake. But you can use gizzard shad and threadfin shad or live trout, either one. You can do that too, and catch fish on downlines or dragging them on a planer board behind a boat. And you can roll up in those creeks and roll up and down the side of the bank, off the bank, 30, 40 yards. And what those stripers and those hybrids do is push that bait up shallow. They'll go up shallow, and the stripers will chase them right up in there. I mean, that's when I caught that hybrid the other day. I don't think we were in 5 foot of water.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what he was doing. He was coming up on that flat, chasing bait, and I guess he saw that worm, and he just picked that worm up. which is really strange. I'm telling you right now. Looks like Cagle said he's going fishing this weekend. Where you going there, Cagle? What lake you going to, buddy? But yeah, I mean, as far as those stripers go, you can get on them right now. It's time to get them. If you're gonna catch stripers, get out there and go after them because they're biting hard now. And they won't bite any better than this time of the year. I mean, it's just they're on it. And when that bite ends up, it's over. You know, it dies off. They pull back out deep, and then it gets hard. You got to find them. And I didn't want to mention the elephant in the room, but if you got forward-facing sonar on your boat, you can get out there with forward-facing sonar, and you can find those stripers, find those crappie, and just and pretty much lay waste to them. I mean, if you can get on them and stay on them, you can catch them with it. I mean, it's a handy tool. I mean, it's tougher with bass fishing. I mean, it's just tougher. I mean, but when it's crappie and stripers, it's a very good tool to have for sure. I mean, not to say that down image and side imaging don't work well, because I use it too. It works really good, but that forward facing sonar is a game changer.
I got 2 comments about the forward facing sonar, live scope, whatever you want to call it. So you posted a picture of your crappie the other day on a site, and somebody said something about thank God for forward facing sonar or live scope or something like that, and I kind of chimed back a little bit and told him that fish was caught well before live scope, or whatever. And then somebody said that camera tricks, if you hold it close to the camera, well, if you watch this podcast and you look directly over Dad's head right there, that's not a camera trick. That's a 3-pound 8-ounce crappie on the wall back there, and I saw it live, and I guarantee you could put a baseball in his mouth. So it was not a camera trick. To whoever was concerned about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then my second comment about live scope, it took me a couple of days to kind of really put 2 and 2 together, but you started spanking us from the front of the boat up there, and and a couple of days later I was like, you know what, he was spanking us because he was up there with the live scope scoping his fish. Every now and then you'd say, hey, come up here on the front of the boat with me and cast out here. And I think it's because you felt bad because you was up there and you had them pinned up on the live scope, and you just tearing us up there for a minute.
Yeah, that wasn't live scope, wasn't helping me on that one, but yeah, I'll take credit for the live scope. But Cagle said he's going to Altoona.
Nice.
It's getting right. You should catch them. And looks like Priscilla says something here. What'd she say here? She said, I'll be on the pond while Jamie Bush hogs and cuts trees out of Cedar Town.
That's even right.
Wrong.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, that's wrong.
I cuss you every lap I made.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
Be over fishing while somebody's working. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get up on Altoona, the fish are biting right now. I'm telling you. Lake Lanier is a little different lake. I got a little bit of a report on Lake Lanier. The temperature's in the 50s. Now Lake Lanier is a cold lake, and it don't get real hot there. I mean, it just don't. And so the fish down there are a little bit behind what we are here now, like at Altoona. Just a little bit behind. And so they're biting good because they bite good in Lanier when the water's cold anyway, because they're used to cold water. Some of them are pulling up shallow. You can catch them now shallow on Lanier. You can catch them deep. I mean, there's some deep and shallow. And it's the same way on Altoona, but when it gets warm, pretty much all of them are pulling up. But you got deep fish that just live deep all the time, and they don't never come shallow. I mean, I don't know why, but they just don't. And you got fish that live shallow that don't never go deep. They live their whole life shallow. It's weird. But on Lanier, you can pretty much catch them the same way you can on Altoona. Spro makes a crankbait called the rock crawler, and you can get it in red crawfish color. And then they got one in a shad pattern too. But they're really good crankbaits. You can get up there and throw them in shallow water and crank back out deep, back out and probably, 10 or 12 feet. It probably don't dig down but about 6, but you're eating the bottom up coming off the bank, and you can actually catch a lot of fish with it. Drop shot works well. Shaky head works well. and you can target those boat docks and stuff because those fish will be hanging out in those boat docks. Those boat docks that water heats up those boat docks a lot quicker because they got those black floats under them, and that black float sucks the sunlight in and heats the water up, and those fish will get in there and tuck right in next to those docks, and you can throw a wacky rig worm under there and in the docks and catch those fish too. They don't come out and get it. I mean, they'll just annihilate it. Which I've been fishing a wacky rig for years and years, and I know I might be talking foreign to some of these people out here, but we're going to do a show one night, and I'm going to actually go through some of these rigs so you understand what we're talking about, and you can try these things for yourself and catch the fish with them. But it's just basically a wacky rig. It's just a trick worm, a floating worm, and you get just a single hook. I fish mine weightless, and you just hook it through the center collar of the worm all the way through, hook exposed, and just flip it out there on the rock banks or on some timber or whatever. Just let it slow sink and then just twitch it and let it come back up, go back down, twitch it, and let it it'll fall slow. And sometimes you just let it fall and just keep falling, and they'll just watch your line. They'll pick it up, swim off with it. I mean, it's crazy.
That's a cool bait to fish, especially when the water's fairly clear and you can kind of, when you drop it in there, it's weightless, like you said. So you drop it in there and it's slow sinking down. And right when it gets about out of sight, just kind of jerk it back up. And a lot of times right before it gets out of sight, you'll see the flash. I mean, you'll see the fish hit it, and that's a cool rig. We caught a lot on farm ponds with the trick worm. We went through, I don't know how many bubblegum colored trick worms we went through when I was a kid. I guarantee you it was a case full. I mean, it was we used to tear them up with them things on ponds around Powder Springs.
Yeah, I like throwing a white trick worm.
The white and the bubblegum.
Bubblegum works well on it. And school bus yellow works good too. I mean, you got these crazy colors, but they work good. And some reason methalate works good. Methalate color works really well. Those are old school colors, but they catch a lot of fish. I mean, a lot of fish. And you can fish out on a Carolina rig too. I mean, you can put a trick worm on there and catch them because it floats up, and that's what you want. When you're dragging that thing, it's floating up off the bottom, and the fish are seeing it, and they come in and take it. I mean, it's a good bait to fish, several different ways. So I mean, there's that at Lanier that works well. It works well in Altoona too. I mean, it's pretty much a year-round bait too. You can do it all the time. I mean, you catch them in cold weather with it. It's a slow moving bait. It's like a finesse bait.
Yeah,
I like to finesse fish a little bit.
Throw it underneath. If you throw it underneath like hanging limbs and stuff like that, things that are hanging out over the water, that you can get a lot of good success. Shady areas where limbs are hanging over up against like a rock wall maybe or something like that, where there's a lot of rock right there. Those things work really good right there.
Yeah, Lanier's down too. It's down 5.1 feet below full pool, so it's down a little bit too this year. I think all these lakes are down. We've had a little bit of a drought. We hadn't had any rain, but I think we're fixing to start picking it all back up, so it's going to come right back. But the crappie in Lanier are still kind of out there. They're hanging out in the centers of those creeks. They pull back in those creeks. You can catch them by trolling, just like you can at Altoona. Trolling crappie jigs, maybe some live minnows downlined off your boat, and find them. You can live scope find them too, but it'll work. I mean, you can just get in those creeks. Most of your fish now are pulling up in them creeks. I mean, they're going to pull up in there, and they're going to spawn. And that's where they like to go. They like to go in the pockets and them creeks because they warm up faster. I mean, that's where your warmer water's at. And your shallower water's in there too. And they like to get up there shallow and spawn. So that's where most of you crappie are heading to. So that's why those creek mouths are great to fish. Any creek mouth. And even the smallest creek mouths. I don't know if Brandon remembers it or not, but I know old 3-Shot over here does. We used to go up the river out of West Point, and we'd go up Chattahoochee River. And there was a little creek up in there that come out. I don't even know if you can get to it anymore. It's probably silted in now where you can't get to it. But we would go past the Franklin Bridge, which is way on up to Chattahoochee. And there was a little creek used to come in up there. And we'd get in the mouth of that creek. And when I say little, it ain't 5 feet wide. And we'd sit right there with a little popping cork and a jig and just catch crappie as fast as we could get them in the boat. I mean, it was crazy. And it was this time of the year. And you catch them like that in February, too. I mean, they start early up in the creeks. It's weird. They get up out of that current and get up in that mouth of that creek where that current and them rivers, and where they can rest and stay out of that current, and they'll get right in the mouth of that creek, and that's where they'll sit. and you can just absolutely catch them. And I think you can still go down and do it. I don't do it anymore, but I think you can. We did it for years. Then we caught hybrids up in that river too.
Man, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
That's a lot
hybrid
of fun.
fishing. I don't know that the hybrid fishing is that great at West Point anymore. I do know that the stripers have taken hold, and I think you can catch the stripers like you caught the hybrids down there now. I mean, they're absolutely aggravating. I mean, you're bass fishing, they'll drive you crazy. They'll hit everything to the spinner baits, crankbaits, spoons. They'll hit anything you throw at them, and you won't be fishing for them, and they'll take it away from you. But it's got crazy down there with the stripers. But they quit stocking them hybrids in there, and there was a bunch of hybrid guys down there, and they just kind of pulled out and left. I mean, they just didn't want no part of those stripers, I guess. But they left when they stopped stocking them, because the fishing got a little tough for the hybrids down there, and they don't have them like they did. But it used to be back in the heyday, man. We go down there and catch 75, 80 fish in a day.
Yeah.
And it was nonstop stuff. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Old 3-Shot does too.
Yeah.
Catching them hybrids in the river. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Those things will pull your arm off.
Mm-hmm. A lot of fun.
I think Cagle was asking Colton a question here. Let's see right here. He said Colton might be going fishing with me on Saturday after our baseball practice.
He better not. I got to work. You can't be fishing while I'm working.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Yeah. He might be in trouble if he goes fishing without his daddy.
Oh, yeah.
If I can
Yeah.
do baseball whenever you're at work, I can do fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of being in trouble, I might be in trouble after riding in your boat the other day. I came home and told Brooke that was a bad idea. I want a bass boat now.
Yeah. Well, it's quick.
Yeah.
Definitely quick. It's quick.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be running quick on that lake right now because you'll tear your boat up. But
Yeah.
Glasses about
Yeah.
flew off.
Yeah,
enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
That did nothing but make me want to buy one.
Yeah, well, just go on and get you one. Ain't nothing but money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's what the grumpy fisherman tells me all the time. It ain't nothing but money.
Yeah.
You know. So,
We need to. I think you mentioned earlier. We talked about him earlier. He's a supporter of ours. We're going to be sponsoring, or he's going to be sponsoring us, and we're going to be giving you guys a look at some of his baits. He makes soft plastics, plastic worms, finesse worms, swim baits, things like that. I think we're going to try to get him on pretty soon. He's got some legit stuff. I've seen some of his baits. It's legit. So that'll be.
yeah, I think we're going to try to have him on next Wednesday. Next Wednesday we'll have him on. I think he's going to be in his shop and showing us how he makes his baits and all that stuff. Make some live and show everybody how he makes them. That'll be interesting.
It will be.
Yep, I know they catch fish because I fished with some of them, and I've watched him fish with them when I wasn't, and it hurt my feelings. He caught some fish when I wasn't catching anything. So we know they work anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're matter of fact, I'm making a trip to Lake Okeechobee here in about 2 weeks. Going down there and bass fishing, and then I'm going to check off a bucket list item, which is catching the peacock bass. We're going up in the Okefenokee Swamp with a guide. Going to take us up in there, and we're going to catch some peacock bass. And I'll check that one off my list, my bucket list. Hopefully, I'll get some good footage down there, and we can share some videos catching those fish, and y'all can see what we're doing. I understand they got some pretty good ones in there now. I mean, they've been stocked there for years, and they're starting to get bigger and bigger. They're not like the ones you'd catch out in Panama, where they're originally. I think that's where they're originally out of.
Yeah, Central America somewhere, Brazil area. I don't know, somewhere down there.
Yeah, they catch some giants out there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything of that caliber, but I do think you can catch some 6 to 10 pounders. And I'll take one if they want to bite. But I'm kind of looking forward to that trip. And I know I haven't fished on Lake Okeechobee since I was a kid. And I was real young then, and I think we were brim fishing on there, and we're catching a bunch of brim. But I want to go down there because I think the average bass down there is, some of those bass are catching there 6 to 10 pounds. And, it's going to be a new experience. So we're going to go down there and spend a few days and terrorize them. So looking forward to that trip. But getting back to the report, like West Point is 3 foot low right now, and the water temperature on West Point is already in the 60s. I don't know why, but it is. It's in the 60s, and the fish. I think some of the fish are already going on bed there. I mean, it's crazy. The fish is good. Bass fish is good right now. I mean, you shaky head, Carolina rig, small crankbaits, spinner baits. Fish are moving up shallow. You get the bite, just like you can on Altoona, and it's pretty fierce. They got some big spots in there. There's some big largemouth in there, but the largemouth are not quite as plentiful in that lake as they used to be, and I think it's because of the quality of the water coming out of that river now. I mean, it just some reason we used to go up that river and catch some big largemouth, and they just vanished. Now, some people say it's the stripers caused it, but I don't know whether it is or not. I have no idea. I'm not a biologist. I have no idea what's happened to the fish there, but I know that the spots have taken over, and you can still catch largemouth here and there. It's kind of like Altoona. Altoona used to be known for largemouth, and it still is some fashion.
They're stocking them back in there now.
They are restocking some there, but you can catch some giants, and they catch some giants in there right now. But you have to get up in the creeks to find those. Those are not most of the time not out on the main lake. You don't catch them. I mean, I'll fish that main lake all year long, and I won't put one largemouth in the boat most of the time. But if you get up in the creeks, I don't just go looking for them. But if that's what you're searching for, a lot of these tournament guys, that's where they go because they're trying to get that weight, to win. And if you get largemouth, you're going to get that weight. Although the spots are coming around now, and it's not unusual to catch a 3-pound spot in Altoona now, where it used to, you catch a 12-inch spot, and that's about all you could catch. I mean, I know you remember those days, and I know old 3-Shot remembers those days, and it ain't been that long ago. I mean, they like last year, I was kind of shocked at the size difference in the fish in just 1 year. Those things have gorged yourself on those bluebacks in there, and they're getting big. I mean, we were catching
around 3.5 pounds.
Yeah, we were catching some 3.5 pound spots last year, regular. I'm talking about we sat in one spot and probably caught 40 or 50 fish. We never moved the boat. I mean, it was just crazy. But those spotted bass, pound per pound, I'd rather catch them than I had largemouth anyway. They never give up. I mean, spots don't give up. They fight, and you get them in the boat, they still fight. I mean, they'll pull your string up. 1 pound spot feels like a 5-pound largemouth.
Yeah, they do fight.
Yeah, you get a largemouth on. You get about 3 or 4 seconds of a hard fight, and then he just rolls over and gives up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like catching big largemouth. I like to catch them, but spots I'm addicted to those spots. I mean, that's some fun fishing, and thank goodness we got plenty of them to catch because Altoona's full of them.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
my primary lake. That's my home lake, and I fish it more than I do anything else. I fish Wedowee a good bit too, but go down to Alabama and do that and fish down there. And there's some good fishing down there too. I enjoy fishing down there. They don't have the stripers in that lake like they do in Altoona. I don't think they have the stripers at all.
No, I don't think there's any stripers or hybrids in that lake.
I got largemouth though. I was on that lake about 2 weeks ago, and I had grumpy fisherman with me, and he caught a largemouth in there, and it was I'd say it was probably a 24, 25-inch largemouth. It had a 10-pound head and a 5-pound body. I mean, it was the weirdest looking largemouth I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he got it up there, and it was long and skinny, and its head was huge. And I mean, it seemed fine. I mean, he turned it loose. The fish seemed fine. He caught it on a jerk bait on a point in about 3 or 4 foot of water.
Huh.
It was strange. I mean, we've been fishing all day. We've been catching spots, but just happened across a largemouth. And it was in a creek, actually. It was in the mouth of a creek. So that stands to reason. That's where they were moving to.
Were y'all down there by the big river, where the big river comes in over there? Is that where y'all are at?
Yeah, that's exactly where we're at. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I usually fish in the big river or the little Tallapoosa.
Yeah.
Well, actually, little Tallapoosa is the big river. I'm sorry, and the other one is actually the big river is a small river.
Yeah.
So you got the big and the little. So, but the little is actually the big one. It's really strong. But that's where we fish most of the time. I mean, you catch a lot of fish up in there. The spots are plentiful. You catch some really big spots in there. And I mean, I've caught them in the wintertime in there. And dead of winter, I've catch 20 degrees out there. I've been out there and it's snowing and blowing sideways and the wind blowing 30 miles an hour and just catching the fire out of fish on a shaky head in 2 foot of water. It makes no sense. But all the times in the years that people told me, oh, when it's cold, you don't catch fish. They don't bite good. You got to go slow. That's not true. That's not true. I've learned that you can fish just like you do in the summertime and catch them just like that. It's insane. But I mean, I like I said, Wedowee is a great lake. If you ever get a chance, go down there in Wedowee, Alabama, and fish in that lake.
I love Wedowee just all around. Even if I'm not fishing, we go down there. Brooks' dad's got a house down there, so we just go down there and hang out. I love it. I love the atmosphere in the area. I love everything about that area down there. It's
Yeah,
a cool place.
yeah. It's like the old days back in town. Everybody's nice. It's laid back. Ain't nobody moving fast down there. And it's everybody treats you like family.
Barry Garrett.
Hey, Barry Garrett. Good to see you on there, buddy. Yeah, I think Barry did introduce me on that Lake Lanier up there on them spots. He took me to school out there with them spot stickers. Yeah, he spanked me a couple times before I figured it out, but I finally got on the game. But yeah, Barry Garrett put me on some fish up there one time, and I ain't never backed off of them. It's been a good time. I enjoyed that. I miss them days. We got to go back, Barry.
I miss old Barry. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he used to hunt with us there a good bit, and we won't see him much anymore. He's moved on to bigger, better things. I know he hunts up in Missouri and Alabama.
Yeah.
Now I think he got a place down there now, and he hunts his own land. And more power to him. I'm glad he does, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
But we do miss you. We miss you, Barry. But we need to get back on Lanier again and terrorize them spots. I appreciate that. We miss you, Barry. Good to see all y'all on here, though. Talking that's fishing tonight. I know we ain't talking any hunting, but we just want to talk a little bit about fishing and how things are going and how the fish are progressing and biting. And it's starting to get really, really, really good.
Yeah.
The water's warming up, and everybody's going to be having a good time catching fish. And it's time to get out there. And there's nothing more important than taking your family, your friends, get everybody you can involved in fishing. And I know I'm guilty of it myself and not spending enough time with some of my family and going fishing. And our schedules, the way we work, it kills us. We can't hook up and go as much as we used to. And man, I had a blast past weekend. Me and 03 Shot's going to probably get out there and get after them too. So it's time to go get back on them. And I need my partner in the boat with me, dragging him in the boat because he can put them in the boat. And I don't want to take Colton because he catches too many. Every time I turned around, he was getting one on.
Yeah, he did all right. Carolina rig too, or any kind of even Texas rig. If you work in plastic worms or whatever, fishing on the bottom like that, it's good for kids. Something good that they can do. It's easy to fish. It does take especially with a Carolina rig, probably because you're dragging across so much stuff with that heavy weight. That does kind of give you a little bit of a learning curve on how to feel that bite. Just because you're dragging through so much stuff, the weight's heavy. You're going to feel the weight come back down and bump the swivel a little bit or come off of structure or something like that. But he picked it up pretty quick. I think that might be only the second time ever he's fished a Carolina rig like that. And he stuck two. I think he boated 2 or 3 fish and stuck a couple more and lost them, missed several. I mean, that's kind of what we all did. I think Dad boated. He probably boated 6 fish or so. I boated 3. He boated about 2 or 3, and we all missed and lost at least as many as we caught. But it was a good little trip.
Hey, Alan, good to see you on there, Alan.
What's up, old Mac?
Old Mac, that's right. We got old Mac on here.
Mm-hmm.
Barry says he's going to follow this weekend. He's going to drag some lizards. There you go. I don't know if you was on here a while ago, Barry, when I was talking about going to down to Florida, and we're going to go down there and catch a few fish. I'm going down there and go after some peacock bass down there in Okeechobee Swamp. And we're gonna fish on Okeechobee for a few days too while we're down there. I'm looking forward to that one. But man, good luck down on Eufaula. I hope you kill
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Send us some pictures, man.
Yeah, send us some pictures, some big ones. I guess everybody knows the Bassmaster Classic is fixing to start up. It's the 13th through the 15th on the Tennessee River in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I got a few guys I'm pulling for. Fisher Anaya from Alabama. I'm kind of hoping he does well in this tournament. He's a cool guy. He's young, but he's really good. I think he was trained by Gerald Swindle, which is one of my favorites. I mean, he's a super cool guy too, and I think he mentored him and put him where he's at right now. We know that Gerald Swindle's a great fisherman, but yeah, him and Trey McKinney and Brandon Polinick, any one of those three, I'd love to see at the top of that leaderboard when the Bassmaster Classic's over with. They're all excellent bass fishermen and well deserving of it if they can win it. There's some talent in there. There's some hammers in there fishing, so it ought to be good. I know the guy that won it last year. I forget what his name was. It was I think it was Clausen or Caston Fortigill from Minnesota. I forget what his name was. Yeah, Clausen. I think it's Clausen. He won it last year, and he's fishing it again this year. And I mean, he's a danger too. He's good too. He's a real good fisherman. I don't know him, but I do kind of follow the other guys, and I know they're excellent bass fishermen. If I had my favorite, no, it would be that Alabama boy. I hope he wins. He's just a great fisherman. And any of you guys watch the Bassmaster Classic? Any of you guys keep up with it? Barry, you keep up with that? I know it's a lot different than it used to be, but it's still good. I wish they put it on TV. I mean, typically when you get it, you don't get a lot of live stuff. It's really weird. And I know that Major League Fishing was on Wedowee this year while I was on the lake down there fishing this year, and they were down there fishing too. And I noticed how they film. It's kind of funny how they do it because they'll film little clips. I watch them over a video and with a camera in the boat, and they'll video clips and then they'll go back and play them so they're not actually live. Priscilla says they're heading down to the Keys in May for a week of deep sea fishing. You can have that deep sea fishing. I don't really care too much for that, but
I like deep sea fishing. I think it's fun, and I went long time ago. I went down to the Keys, and I got to do some fishing out there. We didn't go way out. We stayed right there local, and we were barracuda fishing, and I caught a couple of barracuda, but I caught one, and I'll tell you, to this day, that's one of the hardest fighting pound for pound fish that I've ever caught. That was crazy.
Yeah,
we caught it. We were in. I mean, the grass was sticking up out of the water. We were fishing over grass in a kind of a small boat, nothing really bigger than a bass boat out there. And we were tearing barracuda up, and we were basically trolling through grass is what we were doing. And they were coming out of that grass. I mean, just exploding on this stuff. And it was a
You don't lip them, do you?
Yeah, you ain't lipping those fish.
Nah, you ain't lip. Nah, you lip them.
Fish out there, you ain't sticking your thumb in that mouth.
Nah, you coming back with a nub. You don't lip nothing in the ocean.
No, they all got teeth.
I learned that. I learned that on one of them trout. Speckled trout we was catching down there. I went to grab one, just didn't even think about it, and wham!
Yeah,
I went right through my thumb.
Didn't you catch some Dorado one time? Didn't y'all?
We caught some mahi one time in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. You were in Mexico catching those mahi. Yeah,
we hit a school of mahi and caught every single one of them. I'm talking about. I ain't never caught that many fish in a row. We caught them till they were gone. The whole school.
Big ones.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it was over. It lasted. I'd say we caught fish after fish after fish, literally bringing them in. They were breaking. They had leaders pre-made, so when you would bring a fish in, all they would do is bust a leader off, put another leader on with live bait or whatever and throw it back out like you were. So it was fish after fish like that for at least 45 minutes to an hour,
Yeah.
constant. And we tore them up. That's when it's deep sea fishing like that. When it's like that, that's fun. Now you can go out there and be sitting there and rocking back and forth for 6 or 8 hours and not be catching nothing, and it's pretty
Yeah.
rough. But when you're out there catching fish like that, I like it. I think it's cool because you never really know what you're going to pull up. You can target fish all you want to out there for the most part, but you don't ever know what you're pulling up out of the ocean. There's so much stuff out there you don't even know.
Yeah, I'm not up for rocking out there too much. I understand Priscilla's pretty good at puking, so she's probably used to it.
Yeah.
Probably don't bother her too much. She's probably used to doing that. But
Yeah.
so she knows all about being sick. That's it. But I know Three Shot probably remembers. You remember when we were down there catching all them big reds and bull reds?
Yeah,
Yeah, you remember that?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Tell them about that.
I mean, we was catching nothing but probably 15, 20 pounders.
Oh yeah, we was dragging them in the boat. I know Brandon
That's
remembers
fun.
that.
That
Yeah,
is
Brandon-
fun. Yeah.
Brandon was young then. I mean, he probably might not have been as old as Colton. I don't know. He was young, and
Yeah.
I caught so many I couldn't pull another one in. I just grabbed him by the belt, and I held him by the belt and let him drag those fish in, and I just unhook them and drop it, and drop another bait down there, and they'd grab one. I mean, they were just huge. School.
You could
bull
see them.
red.
You could see them. I mean, you could see them hit the bait.
We fishing with pokies.
Yeah, fishing with pogies, which is about
Pogie.
like a shad. Yeah,
Yeah.
about like a threadfin shad. Yeah. Yeah, we know you're guilty, Priscilla. We know you are guilty. But yeah, we caught those fish, and I remember we sitting there, and there was a hammerhead shark came up almost as long as the boat we were in,
Yeah.
and he was just swimming around the boat out there, man. I'm like, whoa! I didn't want to fall off. I was in the cut.
That's still probably one of my top fishing trips. Was that year we went and caught all those reds. That was wild.
Yeah, we done caught our limit of trout before
Yeah.
we went up and got on the reds,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we had a cooler full of trout.
We did.
We
man.
don't got our limit.
Those are good trips when you go out like that and just it's just a bonus when you just absolutely tear them up.
Yeah, and what was sad was they were all over slots, so we couldn't keep the fish. They were too long.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's bad when you're catching fish too big to keep. I mean, you know what I
That's
mean?
crazy.
Like when you're
Yeah,
catching fish too big to
yeah.
keep.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
When I say they were as long as your leg, they were as long as your leg.
Oh yeah.
They were huge.
We were shocked because I guess y'all might have knew more back then than I did, but we were catching these fish and having to throw them back, and I'm sitting there thinking like, what's going on here? Like these are giant. Why ain't we keeping these fish? But I didn't know nothing about. Hell, I was probably 10, 12 years old, maybe
Oh yeah,
maybe 13.
Yeah.
Probably I wasn't even 13, and I couldn't understand why we couldn't keep these fish. I didn't know nothing about no size limits. I didn't care.
Yeah, look at what Barry's talking about. He said you got to go to the Cajun Fishing Adventure. This is where Barry goes every year in Louisiana for the reds and trout. He said where Mississippi empties into the Gulf, he said there ain't nothing like it. And I've seen some of the fish they've caught, and it is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's told us.
What
He's
a
told us
trip.
the
Yeah,
story.
you're right, Barry. We got to go there, man.
Yeah.
That might have to be on my bucket list to get down and go, because I do see the damage y'all do when y'all go down there, and I know it's a good time. And you go down there with your daddy, and all y'all have a good time, and that's a great trip. Y'all been doing that for several years, and I forgot about that place. We need to go.
Yeah.
We need to make us a trip down there. We need to let Barry pay for it, though.
Yeah, take us down there, Barry. Sponsor us, Barry. We'll go.
Yeah, we need to let Barry pay for it. We had his money. We'd go down there once a week, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But yeah, we caught a lot of fish down there in Florida, and we love to go down there. And he said he's been going since 2005. 2005. That's a lot of years to be going down there.
Yeah, that is.
I know we used to go down there in the flats every year. We go down, and since I sold my center console and traded it in on a glitter rocket, I'm not putting it in the Gulf. And I guess we go back down there. We'll have to get a guy to take us out and let them dirty their boat up, or rent one of those boats down there and take it out ourselves.
Yeah.
But we pretty much had them figured out down there. We were going on our own, and we were catching some good ones. I mean, I never will forget the trip we made down there, and we hadn't really been paying too much attention. It was when we first started going back down there again. It'd been years. We got down there and got in them good, and I didn't realize that you couldn't keep one but one, and it had to be 19 inches, no longer than 19 inches. You couldn't keep anything over 19 inches, and you could only have one per person in the boat. And now they've changed it, and it's one per boat now. That length. But we pulled in there, and the game warden
We got lucky.
at the
We got
dock,
lucky. Yeah.
and they opened the cooler up, and we just happened to have one apiece at that length, and the
Yeah.
rest of them were just
If
regular.
If we'd have caught another one, that big, we'd have been.
Oh, it'd have been bad.
pretty
It'd
careful.
have been yeah, and we were really catching some good fish.
Yeah, we
and,
were. We caught some good fish. That was a pretty good trip.
Yeah, we got lucky because I ain't no telling what that would have cost us. I mean, they were standing at the dock. That was a pretty game warden that came out there too. She was all cute, smiling and everything,
Yeah.
How you doing? She just crawled right on over in the boat with us like she owned it.
Yeah.
I mean, she stepped right in there. How y'all been doing today? Y'all catch any fish? And just grabbed the cooler and opened it up. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, we thought we was good too. We're like, yeah, we're good. And they were
Yeah,
like, oh.
she got the tape out and went to measuring, didn't she?
Yeah, she wasn't playing.
The whole time she's talking to us, just measuring our fish.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, thank God, whenever she didn't find but three in there, she told you, she said, can't have but one apiece, 19 up to 19 inches long. Yeah, I knew that. No, I didn't know that.
You can't be trusting them women with tape measures.
What's that?
You can't be trusting them women with tape measures. Can't.
No.
do that. Can't
Now
do
you
that
couldn't
at all.
lie about that size because she had that tape measure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There ain't no line. You got the tape measure out. It's game over then.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty handy with coming out there on that dock too, because we've seen them several other trips we made down there. They were smart though.
They ain't nowhere to go. When they're standing on the dock when you pull in, you're busted. Like if you broke the law, you're done.
Yeah, you're caught. That's it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna hide nothing because they're gonna get in the boat with you and they're gonna look.
Yeah, they'll help you get your boat. They'll tie your boat up for you, put the pads out, everything, and then crawl in your boat and go to measure fish.
Oh yeah. They'll flat jump in the boat with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even get you tied up good. They get crawled over in there. Then they'll start talking to you, and they'll say you catch anything today, and they're opening your cooler at the same time they're asking you that. They're already opening your cooler up. So and they'll look around and they'll ask you all the other questions about your flotation devices. And I learned the hard way. I think me and the wife went down there and Carabel, and I didn't know you had to have flares on your boat. I'd never heard that. But in Florida, it's a law that you got to have a flare on your boat. And they checked us for a safety, check, and told me I had to have flares. And even though I had a horn on the boat, they said I had to have a whistle too. So I mean, I'm like, okay. So I just went. He gave me a warning, and he didn't write me a ticket, thank goodness, and gave us a little safety sticker to put on your boat, so you stick it on your boat while you're fishing, and that way they won't check you again. So I told him I'd go straight to the store and get one. So that's exactly what I did. Me and Donna jumped in the truck. We went and got us some flares and got another whistle. So even though that horn on there was loud, he said, no, the horn won't work. But I think in Georgia, you can have a horn.
I think so too, yeah.
As long as you got a horn, you don't have to have a whistle.
Yeah.
And they don't ask, you don't have to have flares on your boat in Georgia either. But I can understand it.
Yeah,
if you're out in the Gulf,
salt water's a little different.
your boat goes down on you and it sucks you out into the Gulf, and you ain't got no power on your boat or whatever, and no light, no nothing. At least it's a way to signal somebody to come get you.
Yeah.
I mean, because it can happen. It can very well happen. I mean, you get stuck out there too. I know I've been up on sandbars, got stuck. But I guess we're going to try to end this podcast tonight, unless you.
Yeah, let's let Colton do the. He's going to give us a Braves report.
Yeah, give us a Braves report. I know you got it.
Coming up. Yeah, he's going to give us a report on that. We'll cover pretty much every show. We'll cover a little bit of the Braves, what they're doing and stuff like that. Some major league teams. We watch baseball. He plays baseball, and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna cover that a little bit on our show too, along with some other things. So we'll let him give us a report of the spring training so far and when opening day is and things like that. So go ahead, Colt.
The Braves played the Rays today, took a 5-3 win. Olsen homered to center field, made it 1-0 Braves in the bottom of the first. Bottom of the fifth inning, Braves scored 3 runs. Brett Wisely homered to right field. Austin Riley doubled to right field. Verdung scores. Yastrzemski singled to shallow center field. Cal Conley scores. Then the top of the 6th inning, Ben Williamson homers to center field. Edward Olivares scores. Austin Overn scores, making it a 3-4 game. Luis Guanpia singles to shallow center field. Lizardo Espinoza scores. No more runs after that.
All right.
What's their record right now?
They are 13-4.
13-4 spring
13-4.
training. That's pretty good
Yeah.
considering spring training. They're not playing a lot of starters either way, but that's pretty good. When's opening day's coming up in about 2 or 3 weeks? Probably 2 weeks. When's opening day?
March 25th.
25th.
25th. Go Braves. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll see if they can pull off a little bit better season than they did last year. They didn't do too great, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
See some improvement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Cole Colton's fixing to start playing too, ain't you, Cole?
Yeah.
Got our first practice Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that stuff. And
So we're gonna be back in the ball field for a few days a week.
there you go.
So
Hey, I lived that life for a long time.
yeah,
Me too.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
where all my memories are.
Oh, 3-shot did it for years. I did it for years. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, if I wasn't in the woods, we was on the ball field somewhere.
That is true.
So
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, and look at you now.
yeah,
There you
doing the same shit.
I know, right? Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night tonight. We appreciate every one of y'all on here, and we look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday night. We're gonna have Grumpy Creations is supposed to be on, and we're gonna have him live in his shop making some baits, and he's gonna let us see him make some baits, and we're gonna talk about some of his baits. We're gonna talk a little fishing. We might even talk a little hunting next Wednesday night. You can't ever tell. Turkey season's coming fast. It's time to start whacking some turkeys.
Yep.
I think we got one tied out. We're gonna try to see if we can't get us one. And
A hen.
yeah, no, we ain't seen no hens. That's for sure.
No, we ain't gonna be doing that.
Hey, you got anything you want to say over 3-shot before we shut it down?
Everything been said.
All right, guys. Hey, it was good having all y'all on here, and we'll see you next Wednesday. G4 out. God bless.
See y'all.
See y'all.